Another Monday Night Raw in the ring they clash. Smackdown Friday night body slam with the crash. The casual guy talking don't let it pass. He spits the truth in the wrestling podcast bash. From the top ropes they dive for the belt that bends. Blood, sweat, and tears they reap what they spend. In the square circle lives twist and then listen to the tales, the casual guy's intent. From the top ropes they dive for the belt that bends. Blood, sweat, and tears they reap what they spend. In the square circle live twist and then listen to the tales, the casual guy's intent. Tune in, tune out, hear the rush out. WrestleMania, wrestling wasteland. Heroes fall, villains rise, they dance the violent dance. Chairs, tables, ladders, stakes, the audience in a trance. The casual guy breaks it down chance by chance. He peels back the curtain, gives secrets a glance. Podcast waves reverberate like a count. Each move, each fight, not just for the clout. Standing tall in chaos, what it's all about. The casual guy tells it raw, no doubt. Battles, unending tales, flashing lights, roaring crowd, no trumped up sales. Beyond the scripted saga, reality prevails. In the casual guy's realm, the truth never fails. Waves reverberate like a count. Each move, each fight, not just for the clout. Standing tall in chaos, what it's all about. The casual guy tells it raw, no doubt.
Oh yeah, we're back.
Battles and unending tales, flashing lights, roaring crowd, no trumped up sales. Beyond the scripted saga, reality prevails. In the casual guy's realm, the truth never fails.
Okay, somebody hit my music, as they would say. Welcome back. It's a Friday night edition of the Casual Guy Cast, coming at you, ready for Smackdown, which starts in about 11 minutes. So I'm going to make this quick. I'll probably miss the intro, but that lets me skip a couple commercials during the show. So that'll be cool. So thank you for joining me, whether you're live or you're not. It's all good with me, as long as you check in. If you got a chance to check out the drop on Friday night SmackDown or Royal Rumble Fridays on the King's Court, thanks for tuning into that. It was a good time, and it's been really fun being a part of that show. And I think a part of Ryan didn't have anyone to talk wrestling with, and neither did I. And so we sort of came together on his show, and now it's a thing. And that's sort of what bred this podcast. So I had a great time tonight on the King's Court on the If You Don't Like That channel on YouTube. You can also search it on Spotify, Apple, all that good stuff, wherever you find it. But had a great time on the show today. So thank you, Ryan, for having me on. As always, let's get into it. Let's talk a little bit about tonight, the matches that we've got slated for this evening on Friday Night SmackDown. I think the biggest, well, I'm not going to say the biggest thing, but it's big, even though he hasn't been gone that long, is that our boy AJ Styles is returning this evening. So that will be awesome to have him back. I'm curious to see where the storyline goes with AJ Styles and what he's after. I think the biggest thing that I've read is that AJ Styles wants one last like big title shot contention thing before he goes out. And, I think he is on the verge of retiring here. So I'm not sure what that one thing's going to be. I think he's still probably got about a year or so left in the tank. Maybe beyond that, but we'll see. I think, he's a family man and he wants to be a dad, which is cool. So go do that stuff, AJ. We're all cheering for you, and we want to see what you got going on in your last stint, if that is it, with the WWE. He may go on to AEW or um, somewhere else, but we'll see what happens with that. As far as tonight goes, I think the biggest one that I'm looking at is the Bloodline defending their tag team championship against DIY and the Street Profits. And I like this one a lot. I think the Bloodline, Tama Tonga and Tongaloa, they haven't done much to like defend their championship to date since they've held them. And I think you've had this past rivalry with DIY that they've kind of always been in the background since they lost the titles to him. But, you've also got the Street Profits who have been more prominent in, let's say, the last month or two as contenders for this title. So, um, read some things that said the bloodline is sort of ripe for the picking as far as it goes with the tag team championships, and I'll agree with that. I do think the bloodline loses tonight. Um, if you caught us earlier on the King's Court, um, we sort of talked about um, just how this bloodline stuff is going to go. Uh, I think I think the Bloodline's gonna win tomorrow night, but I could easily see them losing this evening. Now the question is it DIY or Street Profits? I think DIY had their chance at the title and they lost them quickly. I'm not saying that they're bad, but I don't know, between them and the Street Profits and the Bloodline, no one here really has a stronghold on the crowd. And so if I want people to either be mad or happy that someone's holding a belt, I would go I think the Street Profits win tonight. I think they take the title. I think they're the easier ones to root for. And I think they've had some really cool matches in the last month, especially with Montez Ford like flipping over turnbuckles into piles of people. I thought that was awesome. And I think they can bring that, especially on a show like SmackDown. DIY, not that they're bad, but I think we need a little bit of a rework with the gimmick here. I'm not sure what DIY stands for. Uh, do it yourself. Okay. Like, how does that fit into the story between these two? There's just not a lot of backstory, and um, I just don't have a lot of motivation to root for DIY. Not that they're bad, and not that they're not deserving. But I think the Street Profits are easy to get behind, and the Bloodline is easy to hate also. So if I had to rank this, I would say Street Profits 1, I'll go Bloodline 2, and DIY 3rd, and who I think is gonna win. this triple threat ladder match. I think a ladder match also benefits a team like the Street Profits. I think they're able to do more in the aerial sense uh, against these two. Not discounting anyone, but I think they have maybe the biggest splash and um, potential for a really cool match and for them to win in a cool way. So I'll take the Street Profits tonight. We got Me Chin versus Chelsea Green in the dumpster match. Now, this one's curious to me. Everyone knows I'm a huge Chelsea Green fan, so I want her to win. And I'll say she's going to win tonight as well. But let's talk a little bit about the match. And the dumpster match part is what sort of makes me curious. Like, how is this going to roll out? Not literally with the dumpster. Are we gonna roll it out to the stage? Or maybe we are. Um, but are we fighting this match in the arena where everyone can see it? Or are we taking this to the streets, more of a attitude era feel to it, where there's a lot of stuff played on the Megatron while the audience was sitting there watching it, which if I'm sitting there in the audience, like I want to see this stuff in happening in front of me. Um, so hopefully they can keep it inside, but maybe it evolves outside and they've got something set up for that. So uh we'll see. But I think, this is gonna be part of the huge push for Chelsea Green. I think she's finally coming into her own spotlight. Um, you know, they had a big push with Piper Niven since they've been together for the last, I don't know, year. Um, and Piper's had her push, her big match with Nia and all that, but I think they will give Chelsea Green her time to shine this evening. So give me Chelsea Green tonight, all day, and every day, in the dumpster match, and we'll put Me Chin it back into her home territory, or however Chelsea presented it. Um, then we've got Tiffany Stratton versus Naomi. This one's kind of weird. I think you continue the storyline of uh, Tiffany losing and Nia Jax is sort of holding the title, and Tiffany's that um, you know she's the one taking all the shots in front of Nia. And yeah, do we have, there's rumors that Naomi takes a heel turn. Um, Bailey, she didn't have the best like title run as of late. It was kind of bland, I think. Maybe I'd put it. Um, so yeah, you know, in my heart of hearts, like I think things like maybe Bailey wins and then Tiffy cashes in on Bailey and she wins because Tiffany beating Nia doesn't make a ton of sense to me. Um, Maybe it could, but I think for the time and place right now, with Tiffany's been this like, oh, whatever you say, Naya, like that sort of like a servant to Naya, and so I don't see Tiffy cashing in on Naya necessarily. But if Bailey won and she's depleted, I think Tiffy could totally beat a depleted Bailey for the title if she cashes in. And then maybe that creates some more drama between Tiffy and Naya. Um, so we'll see what happens tonight. And I think, you know, as we start to talk about Bad Blood later, we don't know the outcomes of tonight, and that could affect my opinion on Bad Blood, but we'll run with what we got and we'll reevaluate tomorrow. Um, so talking about Bad Blood, Let's go ahead and start with the first, what I think is going to be the first match of the night, which is CM Punk versus Drew McIntyre in the Hell in the Cell match. This thing's been going on for what feels like at least a year. And I think this is going to be the final chapter between these two with CM Punk and Drew McIntyre. That being said, there's no belt on the line here. And if there were, I think my pick would be more swayed towards my boy, Drew McIntyre, the Scottish Warrior. But there's not. And this is just strictly a vengeance match. And you know, with everything that Drew's done to CM Punk over the last month, I think this is a get right for CM Punk where he gets over on Drew in the Hell in the Cell, and they're gonna kick off the night with this match, which should be awesome. I think it's a production thing. I think the Hell in the Cell requires a lot to make sure it's secure, and maybe that's best suited to be in the beginning of the night, and then at the end of the night or after the match, they can just raise it up and call it a day. If it were a later match, I could see a lot of like fine tuning to the cell to make sure it's where it needs to be for safety reasons. We don't need to get into that, but um, I think it makes more sense that cool, we got this thing done. It's over. Pull it, and then we run with the rest of the show for the rest of the night. So I'm gonna take CM Punk on this match. I think he's already a super face. This projects him more into that stratosphere. And Drew, he's sort of a heel right now, but I think people still like him. And I think this is the best version of Drew McIntyre that we've seen. And I think he can translate some of that angst towards somebody else. I don't know who that guy is. I think it's going to be Gunther. And I think that you will see like a Gunther Drew McIntyre match somewhere between here and Royal Rumble. I think at that point, Gunther's held the title for probably close to 6 months, and it feels okay to transition that title over to a dude like Drew McIntyre, who's been fighting for something like this for about 2 years or so, maybe more. So I think you see something like that, Drew gets the belt, and now you set up a CM Punk at WrestleMania, at SummerSlam, something like that. And we sort of reignite this rivalry. So I like that idea. Cody wrote, we're going to skip the bloodline stuff. We'll get to that at the end. Let's just go ahead and start with the Damian Priest versus Finn Balor. I think Damian Priest gets over here. Uh, and same thing with Liv Morgan versus Rhea Ripley. I think both of the Terror twins get right on this evening. And um, how does the Jey Uso alliance play into this? There's rumors that Dominic Mysterio is going to get the IC title within the next month. Are they going to tie that into the Jey Uso Terror Twins versus um, the Judgment Day rivalry? And he takes that one. We'll see, but in my heart of hearts, I think it's Rhea Ripley and Damian Priest winning tomorrow night. Things could change this evening. We'll see. Even though um, they're all raw people, so I don't really see too much changing. But you never know. I probably could see Liv retaining. Dom wins an IC title. I just don't think he's ready for it yet. I think he's done plenty of work on the microphone and creating a character. that people really dislike, but I haven't seen enough out of Dom in the ring for me to believe that he's going to dethrone Jay Uso, who's been, tag team champ for 3 something years, whatever it was. Plus now he's finally an IC champ. I don't see it. Um, but I could see Liv retaining, so we'll see. But Damian Priest versus Finn Balor, Damian's absolutely winning that match. So there's that. There is no match currently slated for LA Knight. And I might see that changing. Raw, or I'm sorry, SmackDown is rolling currently. So something could change tonight, but I don't see, like, I think they're gonna have some sort of impromptu uh Andrade versus Carmelo match, and then I think the winner of that would be Carmelo, who would challenge LA Knight for the title at Bad Blood, because that's sort of been the storyline so far with those three. But we'll see. The match may not happen at all, but we still haven't heard anything about LA Knight going into Bad Blood for a match. So we'll see. Uh, let's see. All right, last one. Um, we've got the Bloodline versus Roman and Cody. Braun, I'm sorry. Uh, R- the Rock has been tweeting like crazy. It's kind of rumored that uh he's gonna be there tomorrow night. But then also Brock Lesnar was spotted at the Atlanta airport yesterday. So is he gonna somehow figure into this? As far as the match goes, I think Roman and Cody lose. Could it be a disqualification? Possibly. Um, but you've got a lot of things in the mix here. And from the sounds of it, they're making Bloodline like sort of a big deal. Like if The Rock's here, if Brock's here, uh, who else are we going to see? Does John Cena make an appearance on his farewell tour for the his last year of being involved? Where do Randy Orton and Kevin Owens fit into this picture? What about Sami Zayn? Paul Heyman. There's a lot of things that could happen tomorrow night, and all I know is I'm pretty sure The Rock's gonna be there, and I'm maybe less sure that Brock will be there. Uh, does Jimmy Uso make a comeback? I don't know, but I think however it goes, the bloodline wins here tonight. And I think it really legitimizes Jacob Fatu, but maybe more importantly, Solo. And I think he needs that. He's stepped up and he's been on the mic as of late. And so good on him because they need that. And they're going to need that whether or not they move forward with a Roman Reigns or in a Paul Heyman back in the bloodline. Whatever the case is, they're going to need a dude like Solo to step up on the mic. And so I want to give that dude a shout out because he's dropped some of the corny gimmick and really leaned into the superstar wrestler status on the mic and in the ring. And we'll see what happens with the rest of the bloodline, but I think they could benefit from that as well. So we will see what happens. I think we have some sort of crazy ending to Bad Blood. Like I said a couple days ago, I think there's a scenario where they get Cody cornered and it's the entire bloodline. versus Cody, and then maybe you see uh, Kevin Owens and Randy Orton rush out. Maybe a Jey Uso, something like that. I don't know. We'll see. I think the Jey Uso part may be a little far fetched, but we'll see what happens. I'm excited for it, but I'm gonna make this one quick tonight. Maybe we'll reconnect tomorrow after SmackDown before Bad Blood, but we'll definitely connect after Bad Blood has concluded, and I'll give you my thoughts on that. Hopefully, sometime before Monday Night Raw. So, thank you for tuning in tonight. We'll see you soon. And with that, let's go with the country.
Welcome to the showdown, where we break it all down. Monday night, Raw goes wild, Smackdown lights the town. Wrestlers in the ring, fierce, from Cena to The Rock. Undertaker brings the fear, Brock Lesnar throws the shock. Casual guy, he's talking loud, WWE makes him proud. From the ropes to the mat, can you feel that wrestling bout? Becky Lynch, she's on fire, rolling, spinning with desire. Reigns with the Superman punch, style stealing the main event lunch. Every week we go live, listen close, feel the vibe, breaking down that wild scene. Wrestling's king in this arena. Casual guy, he's talking loud, WWE makes him proud. From the ropes to the mat, can you feel that wrestling bout? Casual guy, he's talking loud, WWE makes him proud. From the ropes to the mat, can you feel that wrestling bout? Casual guy, he's talking loud, WWE makes him proud. From the ropes to the mat, can you feel that wrestling bout? Another Monday Night Raw, in the ring they clash. Smackdown Friday night.
All right.
Slam with the crash.
I'm out.
The casual guy talking
Later.
don't let it
Thank
pass. It's the truth in the
you.
wrestling podcast bash. From the top ropes they dive for the belt that bends. Blood, sweat, and tears, they reap what they spend. In the square circle, lives twist and then listen to the tales, the casual guy's intent. From the top ropes they dive for the belt that bends. Blood, sweat, and tears, they reap what they spend. In the square circle, live life, twist and then listen to the tales, the casual guy's intent. Tune in, tune out, hear the rush out. WrestleMania, wrestling wasteland. Heroes fall, villains rise, they dance the violent dance. Chairs, tables, ladders, stakes, the audience in a trance. Casual guy breaks it down chance by chance. He peels back the curtain, gives secrets a glance. Podcast waves reverberate like a count. Each move, each fight, not just for the clout. Standing tall in chaos, what it's all about. The casual guy tells it raw, no doubt. Crunching battles, unending tales, flashing lights, roaring crowd, no trumped up sales. Beyond the scripted saga, reality prevails. In the casual guy's realm, the truth never fails. stakes, the audience in a trance. The casual guy breaks it down chance by chance. He peels back the curtain, gives secrets and plans. Podcast waves reverberate like a count. Each move, each fight, not just for the clout. Standing tall in chaos, what it's all about. The casual guy tells it raw, no doubt. Casual guy tells it raw, no doubt. Casual guy tells it raw, no doubt. Crushing battles and unending tales, flashing lights, roaring crowd, no trumped up sales. Beyond the scripted saga, reality prevails in the casual guy's realm. The truth